Hey guys, just want to make a quick video giving some tips on wiring. Now I'm not going to go in depth about wiring. This is a big project that I'm doing on my car and it's going to be a lot of stuff that I would have to go through, and I'm not going to do that. But I will give some good tips to help somebody with wiring and how to organize yourself. So I made 3 pages here, one being the front, one being the rear, and one being the center. And this is all pretty much the accessories I'm running. Now this is horrible writing on my part, but at least I can read it. So make yourself a little wiring piece of paper, something to give yourself some thought of where the wires are going to run, where they're coming from, what section they're at. So this here would be the center, all the stuff that's going to be in the center of the car, meaning the interior, my dome lights, my rock lights are going to be inside the car, the 2 subs, stuff like that. The front is going to be the horn, the rock lights, some speakers, some other lights, light bars. And then the rear would be chase light, whips, rock lights, speakers. This is just the way I do it. It's a way to keep me organized, and it's a way for me to run all the wires all at once and not have to pull this thing apart all over again. Because as you can see, I had to pull both seats, remove all the panels here, and that ain't fun. So instead of doing that over and over again just to add accessories, or I forget something and have a mess of wires, which I'm already gonna have anyways, clean it up a little bit. So most of the wiring for the bigger accessories, like the front light bar, the rear light pods, and obviously the RockFord audio system, those I'm gonna keep the main harnesses. But for all the smaller stuff like the rock lights, the whips, the chase light, my horn, and all the other accessories like the particle separator that I'm gonna run a switch for, all that I can run off a power distribution block here that I can get all my power to run through, and then run all the wires individually as strands. And I'm gonna run all the wiring through some nylon braided conduit like this one. I got some of that coming, so everything's gonna be pre-wired. I'm even gonna run wires for my future winch. I don't have one yet, but I might as well run the wires for it and have that all ready to go. This is the way I like to do it, because if you're like me and you've got accessories that you want to add, or you're adding, or you're gonna add in the future, then you might as well run the wiring for it. Because why keep pulling it apart when all you really want to do the next time around is just put the component and plug it in. Just take your time, organize yourself, and make sure you have everything covered as far as wires that may need to be fused, and the correct way to run them and not have a big giant mess. So stick around, I'm gonna show you how I run all my wiring, and then after I run all the wiring, I'm gonna wrap it in the nylon sheath. So if you're gonna do a project like this, get yourself some good quality wire. This wire is full copper strands. I'm not using any other crap. If you use other stuff like copper coated zinc or aluminum wire, that thing sucks and it's gonna fall apart on you. Use fully copper strand wire. Do a little research if you have to. Find some good wire, and you won't have to do this all over again.
Once we made up on the phone, one of the first things you wanted me to do is choke him out of the air.
No, you might need to go to the SMM, those SMM classes.
I'm not into pain. When you get choked out, you like go somewhere, you have a little dream, and then you come on back.
It's like DMT.
Alright, so I ran a crap ton of wiring. There's wiring here for all these 4 switches. There's wiring over here for these switches, and for these switches on the the lights over there. I ran all the wiring for the radio.
Several days later.
So day 2 of wiring, just wanted to give you guys an update. So on the vehicle, I ran all the wiring for the speaker system. So the RockFord system has multiple wires, one for each speaker in the front pods, one for each speaker in the towers. Obviously the tower speakers are not on. I got the wires ran though. Both kickers are down installed on the seats, as you can see on that one. Everything's wired up. All I had to do was put the PMX2 right here in this position, because I'm putting the relocate kit made by UTV Stereo, and I'm still working on everything else, which will be all the accessories. So this is all the wiring I got here. I want to show you guys what I'm doing. So each switch has its own wire loom, and these are nylon braided sections that I have here, and then that's going to go into one piece along with this one, which is also a nylon braided section. And then I got a bigger, I think 1/2 inch or 3/4 that I'm running in here, and that's gonna run all along the wire, and I'm gonna braid everything in that one wire loom. So I want to do a nice and clean setup, that way I don't have to do this ever again, at least not in this car. I got my fuse block over there. I'm gonna run powers and ground. Some of them are gonna share power, like rock lights and chase lights and the whips, because since they're LEDs, they don't draw a lot of power. The light bars are gonna run their own power source, and they already have their own relays. They're not even gonna be on that block, but that block is gonna power other stuff, such as the particle separator and the horn. So
Giuliani's fucking with you. He keeps showing you this fucking thing that keeps going.
yeah, everything's tidied up behind here. The radio's set up. Got all the wires here. I'm just gonna finish up here, run the powers and grounds to the fuse block. So almost done. I finished up all the wiring. I got the 2 front seats back in, and the rear seats I have not put them back in because I still gotta just tidy up some of the wiring going towards the back. But pretty much it's all done. I'm still waiting for the cage. I'm still waiting for the plastics from Pan Am. So now I'm just playing the waiting games, but everything else is ready to go. This is the setup. I'm gonna show you guys now. If I hold the switch on, you can hear the particle separator going off. We'll go ahead and turn that off. This would be my interior lighting. You just can see there, the horn obviously works. The light bar, if they were on the...
But labeling it is very dangerous because it's so filled with woo. Yeah. So it's...
My phone hooked up to the Bluetooth on the RockFord Fosgate system, which I have down here. Eventually I will Bluetooth it to my tablet, and we'll be able to change the songs on the tablet and also use the maps on the tablet. But all the switches are here, so I'm gonna show you guys the switches real quick. So the 3 that I added on the center here will be the horn, the fan will be the particle separator, the interior lighting is just like, you know, dome lights, and on this side I added the LED light bar switch for my 50-inch light bar and my backup lights, because I do have 2 light pods facing the rear. So this switch is for the winch, which I don't have yet. Probably won't get one anytime soon, but I wanted to put the switch in there and put the backlight going, so that looks good. And here we got the rock lights. Obviously I have the rock lights just hanging around, not in the correct places since I don't have the plastics yet, but we'll go turn those off. The middle buttons for the chase light, which I do have a chase light, I just still waiting for the cage, and the whips as well. I'm still waiting for the cage. So as far as wiring goes, everything's pretty much done. These are the power and ground. These are gonna go to my light bar. These obviously whips are gonna go towards the back. I got rock lights already here on each side of the front, just waiting to be mounted to the plastics when they get here. Towards the rear, same thing. I got rock lights on each corner. I also got the speaker wire on each corner. The separator is already wired up, and then these 4 here, well, these 4 sets here, for the whips, for the chase light, and then 2 rock lights that I will be mounting to the top roof or to the top cage to light down. So the X3's coming along. It's just very frustrating with cage. I ordered this back in November 30th, so it's been about 6 weeks. I was told 4 weeks, then it went to 5 weeks, and now we're at 6 weeks. Really frustrating. They have some good reviews. Everybody says they were good. I honestly I got a good deal. You know, I'm paying a good amount of money, but it's still a good deal compared to the other manufacturers. But yeah, 6 weeks. You know, I could have had this already put together, and even if I didn't have the plastics, I'd go run it. You know, just with the cage and just, you know, all the hardware on there. But hopefully they'll finish it up soon and we'll get that going. It's just frustrating. Everything else is just waiting. Car's waiting. So in the meantime, we'll work on something else. So we'll be pumping out more videos soon. I got a video coming out for my kid's little razor. We're wiring up some LEDs on there, make it look cool at night. And then the trailer, the toy hauler, the Attitude toy hauler that we bought. I got some RockFord Fosgate speakers for that toy hauler, and I also put an amp in it. So that video will be coming out soon. Also some rock lights. I'm getting some rock lights for the trailer. So the way I'm thinking in my head is when we're out at camp and it's around 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock, whatever, the night's upon us and there is no sun, I'll have the car and the trailer with the rock lights going off, and they'll be in sync, changing colors at the same time. So it's gonna look really dope when I get to the desert, because we're just freaking working on the goddamn stuff and not really using it. It's frustrating, but you know, there's only so much I can do with the car just sitting here. So thanks for watching. Keep a lookout for those videos, hit the notifications so you know when I drop another video, and make sure you subscribe if you haven't done so. Thanks guys, see you later. And another note, these are the freaking bazookas I got. For the rear, they're still 6.5s, but they come with these big giant bazookas instead of the smaller pods. They told me the pods on these are, I don't know, maybe change the sound a little bit. I really don't know. Why would you want a bigger one? Any of you audiophiles know about this kind of stuff? Leave a comment. But yeah, they look dope.